A 600-side investigation of former Omaha daycare worker is facing a misdemeanor charge tonight. 2 weeks ago, we told you about an incident. 2.5-year-old Lorenzo Ponce suffered a head injury falling downstairs at the daycare. That happened in September. The boy is recovering, but earlier this month, his mother called it a frightening close call.
All three of our doctors, our pediatrician, the ER doc, and the neurologist, said we are very lucky he didn't snap his neck on that fall.
Prieto is the former daycare worker. She's been charged with misdemeanor neglect of a minor in her care. Prieto has pleaded not guilty, and her trial is set for the end of January. If convicted, she faces up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine.